Have you ever noticed buildings keeping the 13th floor? Or maybe you hesitated when you saw Friday the 13th on your calendar? Ever wondered why? Hey everyone, today we are diving into the mystery of the number 13. Why some people think it's unlucky and how that belief actually took root. From myths and legend to modern day tech, this number has had a surprisingly big impact on our world. We will even look at the psychology behind why some of us avoid it. Ready to break down the mystery? Let's get started. So, where did 13's unlucky reputation actually begin? Turns out, this number has some pretty interesting stories attached to it. In Norse mythology, there is a story about dinner party in Valhalla, the Hall of the Gods. 12 gods were invited. But then Loki, the trickster, showed up as the 13th guest, causing chaos and even leading to one god's death. So, 13 became linked to mischief and misfortune. In Christianity, 13 is also significant. At the Last Supper, there were 13 guests, Jesus and his 12 closest followers. Tradition holds that Judas, who betrayed Jesus, was the 13th to sit at the table. This further solidified 13 as an unlucky number. Over centuries, this story spread, and 13's unlucky reputation grew stronger, passed down through myths, traditions, and word of mouth. Eventually, 13 became the go-to for anything suspicious. But here is the thing. These are just stories. They say more about human nature and our love of patterns than the number itself. From here on out, 13 started getting a bad rap, and the legend began. So, why does the fear of the number 13 stick around, even if we know it's just a number? Well, it has a lot to do with something called confirmation bias. Ever heard of it? Imagine you spill your coffee on the 13th and think, aha, proof. But if you spilled it on the 12th or the 14th, you would probably just call it bad luck. That's confirmation bias at work. We notice things that fit our beliefs and kind of ignore the rest. So, once people believe 13 is unlucky, their brains start connecting it to every mishap they have on the 13th. And it doesn't stop there. For some people, the fear of 13, called triskaidekaphobia, yeah, they have a term for it, is so real that they will avoid booking a flight, a hotel room, or even a house with that number. Just the idea of 13 can trigger a bit of anxiety even if it's all in our heads. So, next time you notice a skipped 13, remember, it's not the number that's unlucky, it's us. Our brains just love finding patterns, even if we have to make them up. So, has anything really bad happened on the 13th? Well, kind of. People have been quick to link certain events to the number 13, pointing to these as proof that it's unlucky. Take Apollo 13, the famous NASA mission. In 1970, it faced critical technical problems on the way to the moon. Although the crew thankfully made it back safely, people were quick to say, see, it was mission number 13. But here is the thing. Many experts agree those issues would have happened no matter the number. 13 just made for a convenient scapegoat. And there is Friday the 13th. Sure, people link this day to all kinds of spooky event. But historically, a lot of this fear traces back to myths and folklore, rather than actual unlucky days. So, do some event happened on the 13th? Of course. But just as many happen on the 14th, the 15th, you get the idea. Our brains just love a pattern, especially one that seems mysterious. At the end of the day, 13's reputation might be more about the stories we tell than any actual bad luck. In numerology, 13 is a bit of wild card. Some believe it symbolizes transformation or even a fresh start. In other systems, it's viewed with suspicion. So, like most things in numerology, 13's meaning depends on who you ask. Pop culture has really had fun with the number 13. From horror movies to urban legends. It's like 13 was made for spooky stories. Movies like Friday the 13th play on the eerie vibe, building entire franchises around the idea that something bad is bound to happen on this date. And it's not just movies. In folklore, Friday the 13th is practically famous for its reputation. People say it's a day when mischief and mystery are in the air. But is 13 really cursed, or is it just good for storytelling? Most likely, it's just an easy way to add mystery and tension. Plus, 13 has that special ring to it that other numbers don't have. In fact, pop culture has leaned into 13 so much that it's become a symbol for anything eerie or thrilling. The truth, it's more entertainment than reality. But hey, it makes for a great movie plot. In modern life, this superstition still has its effects. Hotels and airlines often skip the number 13 entirely. In some cases, tech companies avoid version 13 of their software. These are just small ways this belief has made its mark on our everyday lives. So, is 13 truly unlucky or just misunderstood? As we have seen, it all comes down to stories we tell, the patterns our brains love, and a sprinkle of pop culture magic. In some places, 13's even considered lucky. And hey, since this just happened to be the 13th video of our channel, maybe that's a good sign after all. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed unraveling the mystery of 13, give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And let us know in the comments, do you think 13 is just a number, or do you see it as a little mysterious?